What's up, YouTube? Today we're going to talk about auto rifles and why nobody seems to be using them anymore. I mean, are they really as broken or underpowered as everyone says they are? In short, no, they aren't. Now, they do need a small buff, but in reality, if hand cannons and shotguns got a range nerf, then auto rifles would be much more prevalent, in my opinion. See, the problem with auto rifles right now is if you miss a shot, even one shot, you're basically screwed. And that shouldn't happen. The idea of an auto rifle is to put a lot of bullets down range, and if you miss a few, it's okay. But that's not the case anymore. You have to be incredibly accurate to use them, which Hidden Hand helps with that, but it depends on which gun you're using as to how beneficial it is. Because if you have a Hidden Hand with low stability, it's basically worthless. Now, on some auto rifles, Abyss, the Summoner, Lowdown P14, and Pest Control Matrix, if you can get Hidden Hand with a stability like either counterbalance or something to increase your stability, then you've got a really good shot at throwing down a lot of headshots. As long as your gun skill is pretty decent. If you're just a horrible, if you have horrible gun skill, then, yeah, good luck with that. So, I mean, it's not to say that auto rifles are shitty now, because they really aren't. I use them all the time. On some maps they work really well, on others they really, really don't. So you just gotta, kind of know your limits and know the gun's limits, and, pick and choose carefully, I guess. Again, my favorite auto rifles are obviously the Lowdown P14, which is what you're seeing in this video. The Pest Control Matrix is another really good one. Again, Abyss Defiant without focus fire. You can toggle the focus fire on or off. Definitely keep it off, because otherwise it's just a Suros. And Suros is good, but I don't like the slow, thud, thud, thud. I want to put more down the range, so I definitely go without the focus fire. I think that when most people see the high rate of fire and low impact, they just assume it's a weak gun. And while I agree that the high rate of fire, low impact is retarded, it's still mildly viable. If you're putting a lot of low damage bullets into an enemy versus a mild amount of high damage bullets, depending on the stats, it might be close to the same either way. Is what it really comes down to is time to kill and damage over, I don't want to say damage over time, but if you put, let's say, I'll try and keep this small. If you put 10 bullets downrange in 5 seconds and they each do 20 damage per bullet, you're looking at 200 damage in 5 seconds. Then if you put 5 bullets downrange in 10 seconds and they each do 40 damage, well, then it's still 200 damage. So depending on the gun, it could be the same damage output, either over a faster amount of time or over more damage in a shorter amount of time. I personally, I don't like the 90-10 or 88-2 style of auto rifle. I don't like it, because the problem is if you do miss, especially with those, you might as well just sit down and take the death. In my opinion, again, this is just all my opinion and my thoughts. That obviously people are going to disagree. I think if Bungie would stick more with a 60-40, 70-30, or a 75-25 style of auto rifles, you would probably see them being used a lot more often, as people tend to look at the impact of a weapon to judge if they want to use it or not. Will Bungie fix this problem anytime soon? I doubt it. Though they did mention weapon balancing in the last weekly update, but again, it was just the words weapon balancing. They didn't really, they said, we'll see, basically. So, are we gonna get it before the Taken King? Probably not. Are we gonna get it when the Taken King comes? I fucking doubt it. But, you know, I guess I'll keep my fingers crossed and pray to every god that I know that exists, just like with private lobbies, but I'm not going to get into that one. But, in the meantime, grab yourself a Lowdown P14 or Pest Control Matrix, and if you still have an Abyss Defiant, grab it and give it a go. Let me know what you guys think. And, as always, until next time.